What's up, YouTube? Army Vet Florida Prepper here. As you can see, since my first video, I made a lot of changes in this room. And today, I'm going to go over my thoughts on the COVID-19 and the preparations that I've made leading up to the pandemic and my time through the pandemic and everything that went in between the almost 4-month gap that I've had since I've been on YouTube. So stay tuned, and I'm going to go all over it in detail, and I'm going to try to keep this video short. Alright, see you in a little bit. What's up, fellow preppers? Army Vet Florida Prepper here. And as you can see, for those that are just tuning in, go ahead and watch my other videos. You get to see me develop over time with YouTube and my hard time getting used to being on the camera. From just looking at a bunch of stuff on a table in this room to what I have behind me now. I didn't make any video of making the shelves and stuff like that, so I am sorry, but it was fairly simple, just a bunch of 2x4s and plywood and some stain, just to make it look somewhat decent, because my wife told me I could do this as long as it looked good in this room. So this is what I have behind me. So with that being said, just going over, there's a whole lot more here now than there was in my first video. And we started prepping pretty hardcore about 4 months ago, whenever my last video came out. My wife went over the road, driving the truck. She went and got her CDL, so applaud to her. She did a great job. She's now running over the road. I forgot how many weeks into it. She just recently told me, but she is kicking butt and she is doing great. She is once again dominating in another male industry. But the good news is the industry is turning around and more women are going to trucking, which is awesome. And for you hardcore guys out there, it is an awesome thing to see because, you know, we live in 2020 now. So she's out there kicking butt and doing a great job. So I just want to say, go get them, babe. She's doing a great job. So with that being said, that's the reason why I was on, I guess 4-month sabbatical, I guess you could say. I had to postpone making videos because it was just a big change. I had to do a lot of financial, workings and stuff like that to keep us afloat through the time, and while also trying to save money and adding to the prepping and stuff like that. So I just didn't have time to put a video out. And I do apologize for that. For those that are following me, I know there's a low amount of you, but hey, let's see if we can grow those numbers. So real quick, we're going to say thank you to all of the first responders, the doctors, the law enforcement, the military, because, you know, a lot of people keep forgetting about the military and stuff because they're not doing anything actively as far as, other than sitting on base. But I feel for them because my nephew, he recently graduated from basic training and from his advanced training for Cav Scout, and he did an awesome job. And he's now stuck there because of everything that's going on. And being ex-military myself, I can imagine now going on a month of sitting in a TRADOC facility, what that would be doing to his head. It's got to be pretty rough. So they're all on lockdown, so there's a lot of stuff with the military that's where they're just not moving around and stuff like that, and there's a lot of soldiers stuck in between transitions. For the law enforcement out there, you guys are doing a great job. I mean, we haven't really seen anything crazy, at least where I'm located. You know, law enforcement's doing their thing. They seem to have lightened up a little bit on how hardcore they go after people for speeding and minor infractions like that. So I can understand they don't want to, you know, catch the COVID-19 because they're not really being given the proper coverage to be able to do that kind of stuff, i.e. the masks and stuff. The medical, you guys are doing great. It's a lot to go through. I see these pictures coming out now where it's reminds you of photos I learned about when I was in history about the Spanish flu of 1918. So it's pretty rough out there. And thank you to all you guys. Stay strong, stay safe, you know, do the best that you can. Remember that we're all out here supporting you. So the COVID-19 has been the second pandemic now of the 2000s, because you had 2009, you had the N1H1, I want to say it was, that was not really covered like this one is because of the government scandal and everything that went on about that, and we weren't put on lockdown because it wasn't as proactive as the government as we have today, given that they were dealing with two-front war and everything else that was going on. So it's being handled a little bit differently this time to see if they can help keep the numbers low on everything. From what I understand on it, I'm not government tycoon or anything like that. I'm not just saying from my personal opinion from seeing it and being served in the military during that N1H1 outbreak. So with everything that's going on, my heart also goes out to those that are being financially affected by the COVID-19 quarantine, especially in the state of Florida, for those that work primarily, yes, you can talk right on camera, the ones that work in social gathering places, whether it be restaurants or bars or anything in between, the entertainment centers, the Disney, all those places, any place that a lot of people gather. My heart goes out to you that this is hard times for you, and that you still have to provide for your family while being out of work. So stay strong. You'll make it through it, and we can just rebuild afterwards, because everybody's going to have to do some rebuilding. I am a truck driver along with my wife, so we've been listed as essential personnel. I may not agree that what we're hauling is potentially essential. I understand that building products need to continue. It helps stimulate the economy, and a lot of the stuff has been bought and purchased. But the problem we're having now is that a lot of construction companies are shutting down. So it's one of those things where it's like a catch-22. Like, oh, we're working right now, but it may not be for much longer. If worse comes to worse, we can always go and drive essential product. That's the whole thing about trucking, is that you can haul different types of products. So it doesn't just stick to one type of thing. So as a lot of companies are making the transition into hauling other things, it's just a lot to be dealing with right now. And even any day, if you're making money right now, make as much as you can, because tomorrow you may be told you can't come into work. I have a lot of friends in realty, and they're essential for the housing market, but banks aren't lending. So those that can close, do your thing. My heart goes out to you. Hopefully you can stay making money, and that goes for everybody. Make that money, do as best you can, stockpile what you can. At the same time, also keep in mind your family. You need to be able to provide for them in this time when it comes down to it. Because when it comes down to it, luckily the government's put in place that you can't be evicted from apartment buildings or houses and stuff during this time, because it is a pandemic, a national pandemic that's going on, worldwide pandemic. So for that, that's a good relief. But obviously, we'll have to pay that up in the end. That goes for everybody. So while you can, without breaking the bank, you guys need to start preparing for longer shutdowns or for it to come back again, which is a big thing that it could happen. I mean, the Spanish flu came back 3 separate times in 3 different strains before they actually finally get a handle on everything, get a vaccine out. So luckily, they'll be working on the vaccine a lot more hardcore with the technology that we have nowadays. So maybe we won't see the strain change and come back another way or hit us hard a different way. So we'll just see. We'll have to go step by step. Well, real quick, I want to put this video out because I feel a lot of fellow preppers out there that have massive channels. And yes, I'm calling you out, and you can hate me in the comments wherever you want and tell your people not to follow me. But I feel you guys are taking advantage of the situation. You guys should be out on those videos, making videos that will help people to be prepared, not to make people panic and hysteria thinking that the world's coming to an end. We'll make it through it. We made it through a lot more. We made it through a lot worse. This is not the worst pandemic that we've seen, and it won't be the last one that we see. So, not bashing the bigger channels. I understand everyone is trying to make money and everyone's trying to do a thing, but trying to feed your website to buy more prepping stuff that's really expensive is not the way to do it. You can prep on a budget. It's what I do. It's why I made this channel. Me and my wife came to the greens that we like to prep, but we're not going to go and ruin our lifestyle just to prep. So I'm not going to buy big things like mountain house and stuff like that. Everything's done on a budget. So you can learn how to prep just from your local Walmart or Kmart isn't even around anymore, but Publix and things like that. So you can always find the deals to do it. Real quick, I'm going to go over a couple things. So a lot of things that we like to prep is going to be dry goods, and all these have really long shelf lives. I can't tell you exactly. I've had several of them when they've been on the shelf for many, many years, and they taste just fine. You want natural stuff. You don't want anything with any kind of additives in it. Natural peanut butter, pure honey. It's good sweetener you want right there. Good stuff to have. You want to have salt, kosher salt. This is the best thing to have. I know it doesn't have all the enrichments that regular processed salt does, but that's way better for long-term storage and still going to be able to season your food. You need broths. You need to be able to make beef broth, chicken broth. So if you do wind up having to go hunt and stuff like that, make soups and everything like that. So you want to go ahead and get the cubes. You want to get the cubes. The cubes work great because you can go, get that inside the light right there. These right here will last forever on the shelf, and all you need is a little bit of water to be able to make the broth, and you don't have to worry too much. Let's see if we get these in the frame here. Worry too much about everything. You definitely want to get yourself some lard, Crisco, whatever. This happened to be on sale, so I grabbed it. That's another big one right there. Get my hat out of the way here. You want to definitely stockpile different types of seasoning. This one's an Italian seasoning. That's 2 Italian seasonings. I like my Italian seasoning. What can I say? Let's see here. Right here, onion powder. Look at that. These right here, they're relatively cheap. You can buy them in bulk. We found them in bulk at Royal King. They're a lot cheaper than Walmart. Good thing to stockpile. We had bought these because we do it on a budget, so a couple of these every week or so, and it's just a little bit easier on the budget than spending $15 on one big one. And it gives us a little something now. So you have little things right here, and you stockpile the big bulks of these, and you can always top these off as you use them. So we got these right here. Let's see. Another thing is canned meat. I don't have a whole lot of it. It's expensive, I understand. Do your best to stockpile as much as possible. Definitely want your pastas, your grains. Those are going to store for a long time. Back here, I'm not going to move these. I have my rice. I have a total of 40 pounds right here in rice. I have black beans, black-eyed peas. I have split peas, red beans, great northern beans, navy beans, lots of navy beans. They're good things to cook with, make broth. And also you have your quick oats here. You definitely want to be able to have all these different things. And they're relatively cheap, and you buy it over time. You buy a couple here and there. You don't have to go out and spend your entire budget at once stocking and filling the shelf. You buy a little bit every week. Divvy it up between medical and hygiene, which I have up here. You can't see it on frame. I do apologize for that. But up here I have, on this side, I'm going to have toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant. I have soaps, body wash, conditioner, shampoo, Q-tips, cotton balls, baby wipes. Over here I have Bard soap. I also have lint from the dryer. Good thing to stockpile. You can start fires with that. We'll make a video on that in the future. Also, I have dish soap up there. Even though I have a ton of antibacterial soap down here, the antibacterial soap is great, but it's designed for bacterial stuff, not for viral. So just like any other soap right now, just getting the dirt out of your pores will help wash away the virus, and that's pretty much where they're going for with that. And a lot of people are misunderstanding that. So I'm going to try to keep this video short, so I just want to go touch a couple things on that. I have a lot of rubbing alcohol and peroxide, rubbing antibacterial. And no, I did not go out and buy the shelves out. We've been stocking this, like I said, for the last several months. I couldn't afford to go out and buy that much stuff. And how a lot of people have afforded to do that is beyond me. Kudos to you. I don't believe in depleting my life savings in order to buy a bunch of stuff. So I buy it a little bit over time. I do believe in stockpiling for the long term. So however you want to take that. So that's the reason why I have a lot of this stuff already. And there's a lot of it. Cause like I said, over the last 4 months. Well, actually, since I started the YouTube channel, at least 6-7 months ago, I've been stockpiling all this stuff little by little. So it's not so hard and detrimental on the bank. You know, that's the biggest thing around it. If you can do that, you're good to go. Cool thing is, too, and then I have some new things coming to the YouTube channel. I'm in the process of buying new microphones and cameras and everything. Going to upgrade that stuff, so makes my channel a little bit better. I got a little bit better lighting this time. Hope you all like it. Anyway, so now back to what I was saying. Get my my favorite hat. Sit right there. There we go. Anyway, so toilet paper is another thing we've been stockpiling. We have a lot over here. I have dog food. Don't forget about your pets, people. Please don't forget about your pets. They're your furry friends. They're your family members. For us, they're family members. So I have stockpiled a good amount of dog food back here. So, yeah, that was that in a nutshell. All right, now back to the COVID-19. For all you out there wearing all these rubber gloves, I got to make this quick. I'm trying not to go over 15 minutes, so bear with me. But if you're wearing latex gloves, I have a whole box of 200 count of them. I haven't even touched it. If you wash your hands, it'll be the same effectiveness as wearing those gloves. All those gloves are doing is spreading it now from touching something to touching something in your car. You're better off to carry the hand sanitizer. If you can't get a hold of hand sanitizer, go pick you up some extra cases of water. I got them down here. I got a lot of cases of water. Put it in your car. Take one bottle, dump out a little bit, add in some dish soap, shake it up. I'm pretty sure you guys haven't heard this from anybody, okay? Get a little bit of that dish soap, the greaser in there, shake it up. When you get out of the store, if you ain't got hand sanitizer, stop using the gloves. Wash your hands so you don't transfer it into your vehicle and then to your house. People use logic. So you put a little bit of the dish detergent inside of the one bottle that you dumped a little bit out of, shake it up. You take a little bit of that, dump it on your hands, and you wash your hands like you would at the sink. Then you take another bottle and you rinse your hands off. And that should only be if you can't access a restroom to wash your hands before getting in your vehicle. Doesn't that sound a lot smarter than taking rubber gloves that you guys aren't changing out every time you transition from one to another area? If you go from the store to your vehicle to your house and then you take your gloves off at your house, you've already put it in your vehicle. So when you got to run to go put gas in your car or whatever, and you hop in the car and grab the steering wheel before putting those gloves on, you're going to transfer it right back to yourself. Use logic, people. The masks. Every little bit helps. I have none. It's the one thing I didn't prep. I didn't see a pandemic coming anytime soon. I was more worried about a hurricane. And that was one of my flaws. But hey, we're going to work on that. Everything helps. I get it. But we're dealing with a pathogen. If it's not in 95 or higher, it's not going to stop you from catching it. But wearing anything over your face will help you from spreading it. I'm bad myself with this. I don't go out unless I absolutely have to, or I'm going to and from work. And I'm quarantined in my truck pretty much all day long because I go from point A to point B and I talk on the CB the whole time. The only time I interact with people is when I'm at the fuel island at the truck stop. So I'm lucky with that. But so keep that in mind, people, when you're doing that. Wash your hands. Don't worry so much about wasting your money on gloves. It would be so much better to go out and take that money that you spent on those gloves and buy yourself some more cans of food to have prep. Maybe some dry goods. Come on. Use your head, people. Wash your hands. It's not the T virus. It's a regular virus that can be beat with just common sense. With all that being said, thank you for tuning in. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification icon and click follow. Go back and watch my other videos if you like and give me a thumbs up. My channel is going to grow over time. I'm still learning to be on YouTube. It's new for me, just like it is for everybody else when they first start out. But I want to grow with you guys, and I've started growing, and I apologize for not putting out the videos of the growth we have, but we do have some cool things coming in the future that I'm going to be building and doing as time goes on. So with everything that's going on, y'all be safe, be prepared, do as much prepping as possible, and understand that everybody's going through a hard time, and we're all here to help each other. So I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's working really hard and putting in the grind. And for those of you that are stuck at home, you're doing a great job too. It's hard being on quarantine. I can attest to that because, like I said, we only go out when we have to. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, be prepared, be ready. Army Vet, Florida Prepper out.